What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys my full predictions for Royal Rumble 2026. Now, obviously, I do not have any women's figures, so I'll go over the Women's Royal Rumble first, since that is the only women's match on the card. Now, more matches might get announced as I'm recording this before SmackDown, so maybe another match gets announced. Maybe they announce CM Punk versus Finn Balor. I don't know, but if another match does get announced, I will put my prediction in the comments. But for the Women's Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble, I feel like always has a bigger, better return than the men's. The past few years for the men's has not had a good return since Edge, or maybe Seth Rollins in 2021, but that's about it. So for the Women's Royal Rumble, I think we definitely see Bianca Belair and Tiffany Stratton return for sure, no doubt about that. A lot of people are saying maybe like a Paige. I don't think so. I think AJ Lee's definitely returning. For number 1 and 2, maybe like Becky Lynch and Maxine Dupree or something like that. I honestly don't know. I feel like number 1 and 2 is very unpredictable for the Women's Royal Rumble. I feel like it's never tied to storylines. Final 4, I'll say probably Bianca Belair for sure if she returns. I do think she will. Tiffany Stratton as well if she returns, she'll definitely be in the Final 4. Io Sky and probably Liv Morgan would probably be the Final 4. So I'd say Liv Morgan, Io Sky, Tiffany Stratton, and Bianca Belair would be the Final 4 for the Women's Royal Rumble. And ultimately, I think that Liv Morgan will win the Women's Royal Rumble. She's always been the runner-up for like the past 3 years, I feel like. So I think she's probably going to win. I feel like WWE probably wants to give her moment. I know Bianca Belair won Elimination Chamber last year, so maybe she can go back-to-back, because I feel like if she returns, she's definitely facing Jade Cargill. So I don't know how we get to that. Probably through Elimination Chamber. I don't know if they'd want to give Bianca back-to-back, but I feel like they want to give Liv the Royal Rumble, and maybe Raquel Rodriguez wins the Women's World Championship next Monday, or I guess this upcoming Monday for the title. Maybe they do Liv versus Raquel. That's what I was predicting, but I think they'll probably just go with Liv versus Stephanie Vaquer for the title. Maybe Raquel Rodriguez screws Liv Morgan or something at WrestleMania, but I think I'm going to go with Liv Morgan. I know that's what everybody else is saying, but I just feel like that's the direction WWE is going to end up going. It is a little bit boring, but I feel like Liv deserves it, and she's been the runner-up for the past few years, so Liv definitely deserves it, and yeah, she deserves her moment at Mania. So I'm going to go with Liv to win the Women's Royal Rumble. But now let's get into all the matches that I actually have the figures for. So the first match that we'll be taking a look at is Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn for the Undisputed Universal Championship. I'm not too crazy for this match. I'm not really looking forward to it that much, to be honest with you. I think this is just a quick way to get the Saudi crowd on their feet for Sami, and at the same time giving Drew McIntyre a good first championship defense. I feel like anybody else in that match, well, Damian Priest was obviously not going to win it, and Damian Priest is far worse than Sami Zayn in my opinion. I feel like it was between Trick and Orton for like somebody that I would have actually wanted to win, and Trick losing, doesn't look too good, but at the same time, it's kind of like humbling him as he is newer. Drew McIntyre's more of a veteran. And at the same time, Orton losing, I feel like Orton is a good contender for someone to actually beat Drew McIntyre, so it wouldn't make much sense to do that match either. So Sami was really the only option to win. I still wouldn't, I don't know. I'm not big on Sami, but I understand why they did it, because they're in Saudi, and they didn't want Sami in the Rumble. I understand it, and it's a good, credible first defense for Drew McIntyre. And obviously, Drew McIntyre will retain his championship. No need for him to lose it here against Sami Zayn, and he just won the championship. It's really only for Drew to have his first successful defense, and it's to a somewhat credible superstar. So, Drew McIntyre will obviously retain in this match. Next up, we have AJ Styles putting his career on the line up against Gunther. Man, I'm not ready for this match. A lot of people are saying AJ Styles is retiring. I'm not ready. AJ Styles is my GOAT. AJ Styles got me into wrestling. He's my second favorite wrestler of all time. I know it kind of sounds like a diss, but he's second to Bray Wyatt only, man. AJ Styles, absolutely love him. He's probably my favorite on the roster right now. He can't retire here. I hope that they drag it out to WrestleMania. Maybe this match, maybe AJ wins, and then, it's tied 1-1, and then Gunther wants to get his revenge at Mania, and then that's where AJ retires. AJ cannot retire in Saudi at the Royal Rumble. He doesn't deserve that. He deserves the proper stage at WrestleMania. I really don't want AJ Styles to retire at all, but I know it's going to happen, and he's going to retire this year, and the only place to do it is at WrestleMania. Just know. I like Gunther a lot, and I actually want him to retire AJ Styles. I wouldn't pick anybody else, but not at the Royal Rumble. It's too soon into the year. I need AJ Styles at WrestleMania, and I need him, preferably, yes, I would rather him retire at the end of the year because I want a full year with AJ Styles, but I feel like they're going to do it at WrestleMania. I know his contract ends in February, and a lot of people are saying that this is it, but I just can't believe that AJ Styles will retire in the Rumble. I can't. No, there's no way. I'm going with AJ Styles to win. I don't know how likely it is for predictability, but I really want it to happen, and I can't believe in Gunther winning after the Royal Rumble. Like, no way. AJ Styles has to win this. There's no other option. No. AJ Styles has to win. The final match we'll be taking a look at is, of course, the main event, the men's Royal Rumble match. So on screen, you see all the confirmed participants. I try to fit them all in here, but we got Bronson Reed, Penta, Braun Breaker, Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, Cody Rhodes, Gunther, Roman Reigns, Austin Theory, Rey Mysterio, Jey Uso, and Logan Paul. Also confirmed, but I don't have their figures, is Javon Evans, Oba Femi, and I believe Dragon Lee also confirmed. So those are all the confirmed superstars. But we're going to go over some people that I think will be in the Rumble that haven't announced. And then we'll go over some surprise entrants, talk about who I think will be the first two entrants, the final four, and then ultimately the final two, and lastly the winner. So some people that I think will be in there that haven't confirmed. Randy Orton will probably be in there. Yeah, he's one of their biggest stars. There's no reason for him to not be in there. Carmelo Hayes, the United States champion. I really want him to be the Iron Man of the match. I don't think he will be, but I think he has to be in there. Similarly, Eli Dragunov, I think, will also be in there. Those are two superstars that I think must be in the Rumble. And the final superstar that I think will be in there and hasn't confirmed is Dirty Dom, Dominic Mysterio. I think it'd be pretty cool if he's in there because you have Finn Balor, who wanted to qualify, but unfortunately not qualify. He wanted a spot in there, but he said the Rumble was full. I think that would be a great way to create tension going into Mania because I think ultimately it will be Dom versus Finn at Mania. And if Dominic is in there and Finn is not, and Dominic hasn't said anything to Finn about that, Finn would be absolutely irate. So I think Dominic has to be in the Rumble as well. As far as surprise entrance, I think we see the return of Chad Gable. Not the biggest return, but if they push him properly and give him the right presentation, this could be pretty big. Hope to see a spot with him and El Grande Americano. I also do think El Grande Americano will be in there. So there's that. Also, Brock Lesnar. This is the most obvious surprise right here. Yeah, Brock Lesnar. He's obviously returning at the Royal Rumble. There's no shocker with that. Some NXT guys. This is wishful thinking in my opinion. I don't know how, for sure I am on these guys, but I've seen a lot of posters that showed them, and I really hope they are Ricky Saints and Ethan Page. Two of my favorites down in NXT. I think they'd absolutely deserve and, be awesome in the Royal Rumble. So I'd love it if they were in the Rumble. I don't know, because we haven't seen a lot of NXT entrants in the Royal Rumble lately, but I hope they are because I really do like those guys. So that one's like I'm 50-50 on because, like I said, I really don't want to expect anybody that I want to be in there because WWE somehow always finds a way to disappoint when it comes to Royal Rumble. So I'm not expecting them, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were there, which is crazy because I know they're supposed to be surprise entrants. I'm just gonna be straight up. Don't think Jericho or Hobbs is gonna be in the Rumble. Like I said, I'm not gonna expect anybody. There's no way Jericho's in the Rumble. Again, like I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I would be surprised because I don't think they're gonna do it at the Rumble. I think Jericho will return, but not at the Rumble, just because again, Rumbles are always the most disappointing show of the year. Again, I used to love Royal Rumbles, but they're just getting more and more disappointing with the stupid returns that they do. Like they had Sami Zayn go missing for the 24 Rumble for like the past few months, and then just to return, like really, they're doing the same thing with this next guy, LA Knight. They had him disappear for a few months just so that way he could be the big return. Yeah, I bet you he's gonna be number 30. I don't know, man. As far as surprises, not looking forward to the Rumble. The actual match itself should be really, really good, but surprises, I'm not big on any surprises this year, except for Chad Gable, Brock, and LA Knight. I also think we're gonna see Mr. Iguana, Joe Hendry, and Leon Slater. No Jeff Hardy, no Mike Santana or Nick Nemeth. None of that. I think we're just going to get Leon Slater, Mr. Iguana, and Joe Hendry. But those are all the surprises, I think. I think 1 and 2 will be Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. If not, maybe Carmelo Hayes and Eli Dragunov. But I think more likely will be Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu to be entrant 1 and 2. I would like Cody Rhodes and Gunther, or even Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes and Braun Breaker. But I think they're going to go with Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. And then final 4, I think we're looking at Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Gunther, and Brock Lesnar. I don't think LA Knight is going to make it to the final 4. I would like it to be LA Knight, Braun Breaker, Gunther, Roman Reigns. That's the final 4 that I want. But I think it's going to be Roman, Cody, Gunther, and Brock. Final 2, I think we're looking at Roman and Cody. It's the match that they wanted to do at Mania, and plans just changed. I don't think they're going to do it, but it would be a cool little spot if those are the final 2. And ultimately, I think that they're going to give it to Cody Rhodes. I know it sounds crazy, but that's just the direction I think they're going in. Because I feel like they're going to do Roman. I don't know who Roman's going to fight, actually. I think they're going to do Cody versus Drew versus Jacob for the World Championship at Mania. And I feel like, I don't know. I really hope Seth Rollins comes back somewhere between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania. I don't think that he's going to return at the Rumble. I feel like if Seth Rollins comes, that'd be pretty big because they can do Seth versus Braun Breaker for the World Heavyweight Championship if Braun Breaker can beat CM Punk before Mania. And then they could do like CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar. I would like that a lot. Or even they could do Brock Lesnar versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. I think we might be looking at Roman versus Gunther at Mania, or Roman versus Braun Breaker, because I don't see a clear direction for either of those two. Especially if AJ Styles unfortunately does retire, I could see Roman and Gunther. Maybe they Gunther and Brock. They have a lot of options for this year's Mania. I think Mania could be really fun. I think this Royal Rumble is going to be really, really good, but I think we're looking at Cody Rhodes getting his 3rd Royal Rumble win. I don't hate it too much, because I do want that triple threat, but if it's just Cody and Drew one-on-one, I'm not with it. But those are just my predictions for the Rumble. Let me know yours down in the comments below if you're looking forward to the show. I am, but when it comes to surprises and the ultimate winner, I'm not too big on that part. But I think the actual match will be very entertaining. I think we're looking at a pretty cool card. Again, like I said, if any other matches get announced, I'll just put my prediction down in the comments below. But that's going to do it for me. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
I'm blessed, highly favored. I'm blessed, highly favored. I'm blessed.